Welcome to Automotive World, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Vinay Mestre, and I promise you, this is the last video tonight about Toyota 4Runner. Not because this is, not just because, we've covered enough. I did a deep dive in the last video. I'll do a little, summary of what we have in this video. And then really this video is just going to be a pretty quick video. I'm just going to give my thoughts. Over here on Toyota Newsroom, as you can see, it's 10:38. They haven't even updated. There's no official product page for it. If we go over to Toyota USA on their YouTube page, they have about an 8-minute video with all the with the summary of the description of the new 4Runner. As we predicted before, the 4Runner was going to be pretty much a Tacoma without a bed. And then, as we can see, that article was correct in everything. There was zero changes from the article. Obviously, notable features is, unfortunately, we lose the V6. So if you are a V6 fan, go out and buy one now. But we lose the V6. We still do have it built in Japan, which is really nice. We've got the iForce Max powertrains, both regular iForce and iForce Max. One of the things we did learn in the video is that we will not have a detuned version of the iForce powertrain that's found in the Tacoma. So that's going to already, give us indication that, hey, just like I showed you guys in the last video before, and the video before that, the Tacoma generally starts at around 40 change, almost close to 41. That's going to tell us that, okay, just like there's a Tacoma SR5, Toyota's clearly not going that route at 31.5, which I kind of knew that. It was kind of more of a, just a wishful thinking, kind of a long shot, but clearly they're not going that cheap. I don't think they're going to go under 40 as well. I think we're going to see this vehicle start at over 40, but we do know that both the iForce and iForce Max powertrains are there. We know that there's not going to be a detuned version of that engine because they did not announce that. They didn't announce either if we're going to get a manual version of that with that transmission. We know we're going to get the 8-speed, but we don't know about the manual. In terms of other notable highlights, obviously, brand new interior, new infotainment system. We've got a Trail Hunter trim. TRD Pro is coming. Depending on which one you get, you'll have either Old Man Emu shocks or Fox shocks. We're gonna have a new screen and new infotainment system. New sound system. We've got the newest versions of multi-terrain control and crawl control, and we've all of our everything we've predicted. Everything that we have expected that was on the last 4Runner has transferred over, pretty much, except for that V6. Everything else is just as we thought. No removable roof or anything. I didn't ever think we were going to get that on this generation, but it's something we didn't get. All new seating, USB-C everywhere. We have more power output in the back. We do have, now up to 6,000 pounds of towing. Obviously, design-wise, it's a new design. It's built heavily off of Tundra and the rest of the lineup. I really think, though, it's really more of a mix just because of the profile and the shape that it is. It really is more of a mix of Tacoma and Sequoia. And really what we're going to do in this is, like I said, this is a short video. This is just after, everything I've seen, everything I've read, everything I was able to report to you guys on, seeing everybody else's videos, just watching TFL and many other videos. What do I think about the new 4Runner? Well, before I tell you, let me get a picture. Let me get a picture up, that way we look a little bit more proper here. Just that way we have something to look at. So we'll just pull up car and driver's pictures. Even though I have pictures, we'll just pull up theirs. So let's start with the inside. I really like the look of this interior, and let's just go through it. We have really nice high-res images, so we can go through them. Lots of physical buttons here on the steering wheel. Lots of physical buttons and knobs here. Very tactile. No, crazy touchscreens or anything. Tons of auxiliary switches right here. Really good to see that. We keep going through the interior. like I said, still physical buttons. They are, they're still physical buttons. They're not haptic buttons, although they do look like that. They do have kind of that little piano black finish on there, but they are physical buttons, which is really nice to see. Really nice screen, really nice, dashboard up here. Really good infotainment system. We've got extra USB connections up there, wireless charging, wireless CarPlay, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is really, really good to see. Some more charging down there. We can see there too. They can either do 45 watts each, or if you have two devices plugged in, you can do 52.5 watts. So if you are one of those people who likes to use a cable, keeps your phone plugged in, with CarPlay and things like that, you're gonna get super fast charging out of those ports. Really, really good to see. We've got some more pictures of the door liner and things here. We've seen this picture earlier. I showed you guys. Got that AC inverter there. Really, really good to see. Some upgraded power in the back here. 2 USB-C. Don't have any wattage on those, but I'm sure it'll probably be like 5 or 10 watts at least. We've got our aircon up here. Wireless charging right there. We didn't get any wattage on the wireless charging, but I'm sure it's probably going to be at least like 10.5, or at least 7.5 watts. Let's go to the exterior now. Obviously, this is going to be available too in a 3rd row configuration, which is going to be really, really nice. It is going to be optional, so it's not mandatory, but it's going to be really, really nice to see. Let's get a nice picture up here so we can look. And you know what? Let's start off here with this. So over here, we have, we're going to have a variety of different trims. We're going to have everything from SR5, up to Platinum, like we're accustomed to, and then obviously we'll have TRD Pro and now Trail Hunter. Obviously on display here, we have TRD Pro, Trail Hunter, and we have Limited over here. Obviously, we didn't have the lower trims on display, so we can't talk about those. In terms of the design, I don't mind the design. I like the way the old one looked on the exterior. I don't mind the way this one looks on the interior. I'm just not a fan of this Limited trim. I think this Limited trim, this is just to me. This doesn't have to be for you. But to me, this Limited trim just looks really, really ugly. Just this little grill here with like, three stacks across. It's like, it just kind of looks almost like a toothpick. Like it's almost like they forgot to design this, or if they forgot to fill this in, or they designed all this up here, and then they were like, oh crap, we forgot about this, so they just shrunk this down. This just looks really comical and cheap to me. I don't like that. I don't like the way the Limited looks. I do like the way the rest of the other trims look. I think they look really nice. That engine bay looks a little messy to me, but I'm sure they'll make it work. But I do like the way the rest of these trims look. Like I really like, we have right here, we've got the Trail Hunter right here. I really like the way the Trail Hunter looks. I like the way it's just, you've got those nice high clearance bumpers. Just something on the grill here too, and I think just the way they have, the Toyota logo spelled out instead of their little emblem that they have, I think it just works a little bit better there. Also, just, it being on black too, just that chrome just is giving the wrong vibe to me. Design-wise, I like it. I don't mind it. It still has characteristics of the old one. Like, yes, this is obviously updated, but honestly, like, if you take a second, if you just look at the rear of this, like, if you just looked at this part, that honestly, like, in terms of tailgate-wise, like, yes, it's updated. It still pretty much looks like the old 4Runner to me. Yes, the headlights and things like that were updated, but this, the lines and stuff, just the shape still looks like the old 4Runner. It's not bad. It's not bad. I like I said, I like all the other trims. I just don't like the Limited trim as of right now. Over here we have TRD Pro. I like this. It looks really, really nice. Not really a big fan of the the sand color, that clay color. But it looks really, really nice. I think it's a cool car. It's a cool SUV. It's a cool truck. My thoughts on it overall. It's not bad. I like it. It's, I think they did what they needed to do. Obviously, this was pretty easy for Toyota, just because this was literally, you know, this all this is a Tacoma without the bed. You know, the everything was a carryover, which wasn't bad. You know, it's running on a good platform, it's running on a good powertrain, minus obviously there's no V6, but you know, we're gonna have a more efficient and a more powerful powertrain. We did, you know, a complete overhaul. The interior looks like a modern interior now. It looks like something that's acceptable, which is really, really good. They kept physical buttons. Really, really happy on that, especially on a vehicle like this. You wouldn't want an off-road vehicle, all that dust and all that, something like this with touch-sensitive haptic buttons. You wouldn't want that. So overall, my opinions on it, it's not bad. It's good. Obviously, I've been watching the comments, and I've been watching the comments on other people's videos. I've been watching the comments on my videos. I love it when you guys comment. Please keep commenting. I know some of you love it, and I know, man, some of you do not like it. Some of you do not like the way the headlights look. Some of you do not like the way just there's no V6, and that's fine. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. I think Toyota did a good job. I don't think they had to do much, though, just because, like I said, you know, everything was a carryover. Platform, power plant, you know, powertrain, infotainment system, the operating system. I mean, really all they had to do was just redesign this vehicle. So I think they didn't do I think they did a good job. I personally, like I said, wouldn't buy the limited trim, but I think they did a good job, and now this vehicle is up to standard, and it's now acceptable to at least start this vehicle at the price that, you know, $40,000. Like this is a good looking vehicle. I like it. I just wish that the limited looked a bit better, and I did wish that there was, and I wish this also on Tacoma as well. I wish there was some sort of V6 electrification. I don't mind the hybrid part. I just wish there was some sort of V6 part. Obviously we'll have to see how the iForce Max powertrain turns out on this vehicle, just as it turns out on Land Cruiser and Tacoma. But overall, it's not bad. I like it. I just, you know, like I said, I just don't like a certain trim. The only thing, though, that does kind of scare me is that now that we know there is no detuned version, we can see this as of right now. It's pretty clear in terms of just the two versions of the powertrains that they're offering without that detuned version, unless they decide to announce it later. It's pretty clear, though, they're not going for like an entry level. You know, they're not going, like I said, as low as Tacoma. So I'm wondering what the starting price on this vehicle is going to be, and I think it's probably going to be a little bit higher than what it is right now, probably like 43-ish. And I am extremely concerned, like I said, the fact that Trail Hunter and TRD Pro are not out for Tacoma yet, and the fact that we also already have the limited trim out with Tacoma with pricing, and that's without the iForce Max on that. That's gonna be a really expensive vehicle. This vehicle in the higher end trims is going to be very easily pushing in the 60s, like not like in the low 60s. Like this is very easily going to be up there, easily in the 60s. So I am a bit worried about what they're going to do pricing wise, but overall, just from what I've seen with the upgrades, the styling, I don't mind the styling. I think, the upgrades are great. The new safety system, standard blind spot monitoring with rear cross alert. Really get to see that. The new interior looks great. The new infotainment system looks great. The wireless CarPlay, Android Auto. I think this is definitely the upgrade that was needed for Tacoma, or not Tacoma. I'm sorry, 4Runner. I think this was. It's such a carryover. It's hard to It's hard to tell the difference. What really did they do with this vehicle? That's pretty much going to be it, though, honestly, guys. Like I said, I think they did a good job. I don't think they had to do much, but I think they did a good job. Now we get to wait and see on pricing, and that's going to be a bit interesting because obviously, like I said, we don't have Tacoma iForce Max pricing with Trail Hunter and TRD Pro, so we're definitely not going to get pricing that far up on the higher trims until we get it with Tacoma. But I think they did a good job. They did everything they needed to do. New powertrain, more power, more efficient, better interior, redesigned look, more tech. We even got the surprise of, more towing capability coming, with the more power on the powertrain, which was in a way kind of expected. So I think Toyota did what they needed to do. We're gonna leave it at that. I would say, if I had to give this on a number scale of 0 to 10, I'd give it 8.5, 9. Only points I marked down is that I wish there was some sort of V6 option, and I really just don't like the way the limited trim looks. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone.